guys, it's Val again. It is so cold today. It's been snowing, it's freezing. So today I'm going to do a video on narcissists' manipulation of words and how they do things and they say things that normal people just wouldn't even think of. You know, we just talk, we say what's inside us, it comes out. Not what they do. They twist everything because obviously they want to manipulate and make us react. So I've kind of got a list here of little things that I have experienced that drove me crazy, literally crazy. Yeah, narcs, they always make words and sentences the opposite of what they're actually used for. If that makes sense. It doesn't actually make sense, does it? They twist sentences. So like, I've said this before in another video. I might repeat myself sometimes, but not everybody's seen all my videos. I think probably people will watch one and probably turn off and never to be seen again. So they'll say things like, I was going to buy you flowers, but I didn't because I knew you'd get angry. Now, that sentence actually means, I was going to buy you flowers. So that means they get the thanks without having to buy the flowers. They get the thanks for the thought of they were going to buy us flowers when they actually weren't. I was going to buy you flowers, but I didn't because you'd get angry. So they were going to buy flowers. So they get the thanks for buying the flowers. And then basically they make you feel bad because you're the one that would probably get angry had they come around and surprised you with flowers, which I found very strange. I was going to buy you flowers, but I didn't because I knew you'd get angry. So it gets them out of buying flowers. They have the sentiment there for the flowers they didn't actually buy. So you go, oh, bless you, hon. So they actually get the thanks that they would probably get if they actually produced a bunch of flowers. Oh, bless you, hon. They get that without doing it. In the meantime, making you look like a mad psycho bitch because you'd get angry. And I always never understood why this sentence was said to me quite often, because I couldn't understand why he would ever think I would get angry at something like that. Another one, I was going to come round and see you if this was after an argument, but I knew you'd get angry. Now, I'd say I'd never get angry if you'd come round. If we have an argument and you turn up, it looks like you're fighting for me, but I wouldn't get angry. Or that they'll do then is they'll say, oh yeah, well you did with your ex. I might have told them a story about an ex. I got angry when he turned up, but that situation probably after we divorced, where he turned up to cause problems. So, you know, using another experience to actually get out of something they should be doing now is crazy, if that makes sense. This is why when we talk about narcs, we sound like we sound confused, because it is a confusing situation. You can't explain something without actually sounding confused. Yeah, I was going to come around and surprise you, but you'd get angry. So again, they get the sentiments, they get the thanks of, oh, bless you, hon, that was so nice of you to do that, but you were going to get angry means you're a bitch. And I used to always think, but I would never, I don't know where the anger bit came from, because I never came across like I would have got angry. But they get out of doing stuff by saying that. What else have I got here? Oh, yes. Emails, ping pong emails, as we know, ping pong emails come back and forwards. What he would actually do, or what they actually do, sorry, I won't say he anymore. What they actually do is they will play the ping pong game, but what they'll do with the ping pong email is they will copy and paste. So they'll copy your whole email and then paste their little slots in between it. What that is doing is they're actually changing, by what they put in underneath a sentence that you've said, they're changing the context of it to make it sound bad, or to make it how they want it to make. So they will copy and paste into your emails, taking the context of what you said and make it different with their reply. So you could reread it back and you go, but I didn't mean that. He'll write something completely different in the gap between, and you're like, but I didn't mean it like that. And then the next sentence you may have put something that's not too bad, and then he'll write something in between it that'll make that sentence sound really bad that you've just said. And you're like, so what do? You reply trying to stick up and defend yourself, having said something that he thought you'd said, but you didn't say it. And this is how it goes. So they copy and paste. That's one trick. Copy and paste stuff. So if you do get a boyfriend or anybody that's firstly keeps saying, you know, I would have come round, but you'd have got angry, or sending you emails that are copy and pasted all the time, and they're putting their comments in and twisting and contorting the context, run to the bloody hills. They'll also take 2 different episodes of time and put them together. This is something I've had done to me recently. Yeah, they will take 2 different episodes, none being very bad, and put them together again to make a sentence that you didn't say. Again, sounds very confusing because it is. For instance, I will use an example. I used to call him a cheesy DJ occasionally, which he told me, oh, don't do that and don't call me that. And I'm like, okay, sorry, you know. So yeah, he got called a cheesy DJ, which isn't too bad. And then I remember once when he was going to buy a really big expensive car, and he was going through a divorce apparently, and his job was a little bit like that. So I did say to him one day, honey, look, please, you know, don't go buying a new car. You're living above your means. That was said in a nice context. What he did, he wrote back with 2 different sentences into one, and it was basically put back together. Yeah, so it was put back together, and now he changes it to, you called me a cheesy DJ living above my means. So that's what he wrote in an email. You called me a cheesy DJ living above my means. So the context, again, completely different. So there's an example. Yeah, I called him a cheesy DJ once, 1 month, and another time I was actually being quite concerned because he was going to buy a big car and he couldn't really afford it. And I just said, please stop living above your means. So he put those 2 together and created a completely new sentence to make me look like a bitch. So there you go. They'll cause an argument in thin air and they'll upset you. You'll put the phone down in confusion. Then the text will start and they'll go, why did you misunderstand me? Why have you slammed the phone down on me? Why are you torturing me? Why are you doing this to me? Pick up. Do you enjoy doing this to me? So what they do is they wind you up until you get completely crazy where you're pulling your hair out, and then you slam the phone down because you've had enough. So they've created your situation, and then they write back and write texts going, you've misunderstood me. Why are you torturing me? Why are you doing this? So again, making you out to be the bitch. Again, I've told the thing in another one about they'll sit down quietly and say, I'm really worried about you. I think you're mentally ill. That is, again, manipulation of a sentence by being told it by somebody who's caring and loving. It actually gets in and means a lot more. If someone's screaming abuse at you, going, you fucking psycho, excuse my language, you bitch, you're nuts, you're crazy, you know that it's probably words coming from somebody who either is very angry, wants to hurt you, so you don't tend to believe it as much because it's in an argument. But if they sit down quietly or on a phone call and say, I'm really worried about you, hon, I don't know how to tell you this, and they're stuttering and they're humming and hawing and going, oh no, how do I say this? And by the time they've said, I think you're mentally ill, you've actually thought, oh my God, this person cares so much about me. They're telling me that I must be mentally ill. So there's another one. So watch out for that one. If they tell you you're mentally ill, ignore them and run to the hills. So you've got an ego. That was another one. You've got an ego, you have. I'm like, why have I got an ego? Oh, yeah, we've all got little egos, but obviously we all need them to get through life. But you've got an ego. And I said, why have I got an ego? Because you look good and you're very professional and you're good at your job. Now, that is telling me that having an ego is something to be embarrassed, ashamed of, and being good at your job and looking good and dressing nice is something negative. In other words, maybe what he was trying to do is get me to dress down, get me to just lose my confidence in my job because I thought it was a negative thing. Maybe dress a little bit more dowdy because I thought maybe it was bad. So they're making negative things something good that you do into negative. So watch out for that one. You've got an ego because you look nice and you dress nice and you're professional and you're good at your job. It's changing good things about you into a negative. Run. What else? Yeah, they'll bring up something that's happened to you a long time ago that when they told you, when you told them, they understood you and sat there quietly and listened and didn't say anything and didn't judge you for it. And then what they'll do in an argument later on, or when they're actually smear campaigning you, is use that very same thing against you So, like, for instance, back then I might have told him about the fact that my husband was cheating on me and had a baby with somebody else. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's really bad. Then what they'll do is when they're devaluing you, will use that same sentence, and they will tell you that, do you think you made your husband cheat on you because of the way you are? Which again is like, what? Do you think I'm crazy where I've made someone do that? Yeah, must be the way you are because you've done that. If anyone's hurt you in the past, it's like, do you think they hurt you because of the way you are? So watch out. That's not nice. So it's just evil to bring something up like that, because that's then making you feel that it was your fault that your husband cheated on you. When if your husband's cheated on you, it's his decision. I've got nothing to do with that. Even if we weren't, if we weren't getting on or something, it was his choice to cheat on me with another child, with another woman, and have a child with them. So I don't see that's my fault. That was his choice. So don't blame me. And that's how I see it, is they're trying to blame you for things that have happened in your past that's been bad, and they'll say, oh, it's your fault. So why at the time did he not say that? If he actually did think that it was me that made him like that, why at the time did he not say that? Oh, do you think you made it like that? Because no, he wouldn't say that at the time, because he was valuing you. So what he did is he devalued you by using the same story in a different context and to change it. So basically they have no morals, they have no true self. They change their beliefs, like they change their knickers, I don't know, to suit every occasion. So they use a story that you tell them in sympathy when they need to value you, and the same story that you've told them, they will come back and use against you to devalue you. So they've obviously got no real true beliefs in what they actually say, because if I say one thing, 3 years down the line I'll say the same thing and it won't have changed. It'll still be the same thing. If you ask me now something that I believe in and you ask me again in 3 years' time, the answer comes from my soul, comes from within, comes from the true me and my morals. It's not going to change. So this is what they are. They just literally use a story, and depending on what context they're using it in, whether they want to value or devalue, it'll change the context. So that just shows that they twist and lie, because then that's what normal people don't do that. So they don't actually have any beliefs, because if they did, they wouldn't say one thing and then the next minute say something else. So they wouldn't 1 minute say, oh, that's terrible, your husband's an arsehole for cheating on you with another lady and having a baby without you even knowing about it, and being all nice. And then, 7 months down the line when they're devaluing, oh, you must have made your husband do that. It's like, well, if you actually thought that, then you would have said it at the time. Very confusing. Life with a narc is very confusing. My conversations are very confusing, but that's how it goes. So just watch out. I'll just scroll through, make sure I've covered everything there. Yeah. So basically, that's manipulation. They will say things 1 month and then say the same thing another month in a completely different context to use it against you. They will take 2 sentences in 2 different times and 2 different conversations, put them together to create a new conversation and a new context to make you look like a dick. They're just, I can't even explain. I can't even explain. Their morals, well, actually, like I said, they don't have morals, but everything they say, they pick out of the air. Well, I'll use that today. Oh, I'll leave that then. I'll use that tomorrow. I'll use that. I'll use that. If they really believed in what they said, it was come from in here, not just from the air around them. I think the cold's got to my brain today. So anyway, few warning signs there. Copy and paste. Do not reply to copy and pastes. Oh my God, the amount of emails that went back and forwards, ping pong. Trying to defend yourself every single time. Little copy stuck in the middle of what and he changed the whole context of my letter to make my letter look like a complete and utter twist of words to create my letter into something it wasn't. So just be careful of that. I'm really going to stop now, because I think I do go on too long. I can actually say what I feel like saying in about 10 minutes when really I kind of like drag it on to about 25. So I'm going to go now. I've said my piece. I'm really cold. So listen, thanks for supporting me, and if you do fancy watching any more of my videos and you want to know when they're around, subscribe. We feel happy. So, okay. Bye, guys. Speak soon.